hours? Oh, 15 hours ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it said 15 minutes ago.
No, no.
I was like, did I just miss all the... Well, he was going to get a tattoo of what?
YOLO. Yeah.
I think YOLO's already died. That's the beauty of it.
That's what he's trying to bring it back.
I'm so glad it has died. It has gone by the way of, I don't know, tight and the bomb.
Yeah.
Cool. I think cool is like the best one because it's like I don't think it's ever going to go out of style.
Probably not.
It's kind of generic.
Yeah, it's so generic that it probably would stay for at least a while. I mean, it'll stay forever.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not quite like groovy or hip.
But, you know, that's the thing, though. Is like, I feel that Cool probably had a moment where it was about to be killed. And I think that was with the movie Cool World. It was so bad.
What?
Cool World.
Cool World?
Oh my gosh. It is a half animated, half not animated movie. It was made in the 90s. They made a video game out of it, too. And I thought Cool could have died, but it has avoided death by some kind of, call it a divine intervention of the word, and it has survived Cool World. Yes. Hopefully
is that the worst? Is that the worst movie you've ever seen?
You know, it's not the worst movie. I don't think it's the worst movie I've ever seen. And you know, people say they hate Battlefield Earth. You know, and
I've never seen Battlefield Earth.
And you know, I didn't think it was actually that bad. And I think probably the worst movie I've ever seen. Man, I have to really think about that.
I know mine hands down.
What's that?
The Room.
Oh yeah,
hands down. Like the worst movie I've ever seen. Like it was hilarious. It was just awesomely bad. Second, probably Troll 2. Probably Troll 2. Mainly because of the fact that there are no trolls in Troll 2. That in itself is a troll.
Okay, so the worst movie I've ever seen was Starship Troopers 3.
Okay, I never saw it.
That was the worst one. Starship Troopers 1, awesome.
Was it mediocre bad or was it like so bad it was funny?
You know,
because I feel like bad movies are like a reverse bell curve, where like you got the like best movies ever, which are awesome, and then you got the worst movies ever, which are awesome.
Well, correct.
It's the ones in the middle that are you can't stand watching.
Yeah, I think this one in the beginning, maybe the first hour, they were really trying to make a sincere effort, but then after that, it almost felt like they were like, well, we're about halfway through production, and we kind of have to get this over with, so let's go ahead and just make up an ending and slap it together. And it was the reason why it was so bad. It was just because like you think Starship Troopers and you saw the CG in Starship Troopers, awesome. The aliens were awesome looking, but the third one they were probably at Super Nintendo graphics, and they were like looking behind them at the green screen and screaming in the camera, then looking behind them and screaming in the camera, and it was just bizarre. And you know, spoiler alert, they killed the Bug Planet with like 6. Like, if you ever played StarCraft, Goliath type of suits, they killed the entire Bug Planet with 6 of those. Where in the first one, they sent, like, hundreds of millions of people out to this moon to kill the bugs. And all they needed was 6 Goliaths? Really?
Yeah.
But that's why it was probably in the middle of that bell curve.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed with it. But you're right. There are some movies that are so bad that you're just like, you know,
The Room.
They couldn't have taken this seriously, but it's so bad that I really want to watch it again. It's so bad.
Yeah. That's with The Room and Troll 2. Like Greg G Pelly just G Pelly swag on Twitter. I love that. No, he was saying that him and Liz watched it the other day, and he's like, that movie's more quotable than Napoleon Dynamite. And I probably agree. And then Mark Chenefeld got mad at me for because "Oh hi Mark" is a line in the movie, and he thought I was making fun of him, and I'm like, no, you misunderstood.
Right? Yeah,
I'm actually quoting directly from a movie.
Right, and I actually had to say that to him again later in the night. I had to say, Mark, they're not making fun of you. So the guy is like from Austria. Like,
yeah, he's actually American. He just has that accent.
Right, he's like has like an Austrian accent, and he's like, I was like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's like, oh, I hate that guy. I was like, wait, you hate all Austrians? He's like, yes. So they're making fun of my speech impediment, and I was like, damn it, Mark, because like For a second there, you made me feel bad, and Greg feel bad by saying that. And now you're telling me that you hate Austria. I think someone else has a worse problem here.
Yeah, I know.
But I think one of the movies that people tell me that they really hate is The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
And I like The Running Man better than Total Recall.
I haven't seen Total Recall in forever.
Yeah, and I feel like both of those movies, sometimes I mix them up because they're both kind of space agey, and I mix them together. And I think he almost filmed them at the same time.
Maybe. Did you see the remake of Total Recall?
I didn't, but I heard it was a complete abomination.
Really?
That's what I heard, and it even had Colin Farrell in it.
Wait, was he in the first one?
No, I don't think Colin Farrell was even born yet.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But the way you said it was like you even had him in it.
I
have not seen him. I have not seen him in in anything that spectacular.
Yeah, and I would think that having when somebody tries to put a sincere effort in it, they get a good director, or they try to put name actors in it. They try to draw attention to it, but Total Recall was so bad because it was. I think people going into it really wanted a remake and reference to the original.
Yeah,
and this one I don't think it was at all, and I think that's what people were like. Is this
kind of like the Star Wars movies?
Yeah, and it was just well, I understand that you're saying things like Jedi, and you're using lightsabers, and you're saying Empire, but where is everything that I loved from the original?
I know. No, but I watched. Have you seen the reviews by what's the group that puts out the reviews? They did the reviews of the first. It's really funny. It's this guy in this basement talking about it. It's so funny. I can't remember who does it. I can't remember the name of the production company that makes them. Whatever. They make a bunch of YouTube videos of stuff like this, and it's so funny because he's literally he's the best part of the third movie is what wasn't in the movie. They didn't butcher Han Solo. They didn't butcher the Millennium Falcon. The things that they saved from the movie.
It's like hindsight. It's like look at the good, not the bad.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. I mean,
those movies are pretty bad. Pretty bad. I'm looking forward to the new ones though.
Are you? You really think that it might be okay?
I don't think it could be worse.
Well, that's true. I was thinking that I always wanted them, instead of remaking episode, was it 7? Is that what it is that now? 3, 6, yeah, 7.
Yeah.
Episode 7. I wanted them. They could have just remade Shadows of the Empire. Make that instead of leave it in the comic world. Make Dark Forces. Don't leave it in the comic world. Put it in. Tell me about Dash Rendar. Tell me how Boba Fett got out of the Sarlacc pit, because I know he did. Just tell us about it. Animate it. Do things like that. They could. It's such an untapped thing that people maybe Lucasfilms was just no, you're not doing it. No, you're not doing a Star Wars spin-off for Shadows of the Empire or something like that. Which is unfortunate because the DC and Marvel universe, man, they will remake movies. They will reboot franchises. We made 4 Spider-Mans and we're gonna reboot it again. They do that, and they just make millions and millions of dollars.
They can do that with Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars, they don't have to do that to make millions and millions of dollars. They can just put a movie out and call it Star Wars something, and then be oh, okay, here's a moneymaker. It could literally be R2-D2 and C-3PO standing in a room for 2 hours having a conversation, and it'd make money.
That's true. They could just make it something completely obnoxious, Star Wars Death Star Chronicles, and it's the story of the janitor.
Yeah.
They'd be okay, and people will line up outside for it. It's so crazy.
I think that was the problem with the first when they did the original. I mean, not the original trilogy, but they did episode 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I think that was the problem because everyone knew that George Lucas could literally shit on a pancake and sell it.
Right, that's true.
And I think people were okay, you can do whatever you want because it's going to make money. And in the reality, they said that, but he didn't make anything.